celebrate the memory of Eddie G. Robinson. We want to thank the Cotton Bowl Stadium for recognizing the contributions of Coach Rob through this beautiful mural that you'll see in just a few minutes. It was in 1985 at the Cotton Bowl when the Grambling Tigers beat Prairie View A&M that Coach Rob was honored as the winningest coach in college football. Coach Robinson was the sixth head football coach hired by the president, Dr. Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones, affectionately known as Prez. Following his first season, Coach Rob dismissed some of the players who weren't up to snuff, and in his second season, he achieved a perfect 9-0 record. In 1995, he was the first coach to break the 400-win barrier and held the record 408 wins until 2003. More than 200 of Coach Robinson's players were drafted by the NFL. I want to recognize former Grambling players here today that were coached by Eddie G. Robinson. And we also have some very important people on the program that want to share a few words and commemorate this awesome occasion. So first, let me introduce our speaker, Mr. Rob Shomack, Senior Vice President for Harry International.
Thank you, and good afternoon. What I wanted to do is just spend a few minutes to give you a little bit of the background of how this, the mural came about and what we've been doing here at the stadium over the last 10 years. About 10 years ago, the State Fair of Texas and the City of Dallas realized that to keep this venue viable as a stadium that teams like Grambling and Prairie View, Texas, Oklahoma wanted to come and play at, they needed to make some renovations to the stadium. So they started a series of projects about 10 years ago to make that happen. And it started with the scoreboard that you see at the south end of the end zone. They redid all the seating in the bowl. They added 20,000 seats in both end zones. And most recently, renovated the area around you that you see. And as part of that renovation, we created a new elevator in the building, which is behind me, and along with that, elevator lobbies to feed that. One of the things that the city and the State Fair wanted to do was commemorate great players and great coaches that have played in the stadium. And what you'll see in the concourses are Heisman Trophy winners that have played in the stadium. And that was how they commemorated the great players of the stadium. And they also selected 3 coaches to commemorate as well. Darryl Royal, Barry Switzer, and Coach Robinson, who is memorialized in the elevator lobby.
Thank you. Once again, God bless. Oh, Mike, how you doing? It's so nice to have this done in my hometown, being from Dallas, Texas, also being influenced by Coach Robinson just as much as anyone else up here and out here. I can clearly say I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for Coach Rob. It wasn't about the football games. It had nothing to do with that. It was the way he carried himself, the way that he was revered worldwide. And to say that I was coached by a man like that, I carry that with me everywhere I go. So congratulations to Coach Rob, congratulations to the Robinson family, and congratulations to all Gramblingites. Thank you.
First of all, I'm delighted to be here. We drove in, my son and I, for this occasion. We drove from Houston. We'd like to thank Coach Robinson for everything that he did for all the athletes all over the world, all the coaches, and all the business people. I'd like to thank the family for sharing him with us. And I played for Coach from 1986 through 90, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. So we thank everybody for coming out and being a part of it, and we hope you have a good time at the game.
Giving glory and honor to God, I bring greetings from the Robinson family. Actually, Coach Robinson has a family that has made the travels here. A few of us drove in from Grambling today, some are here from Dallas. I'd like to introduce Michael Watkins, raise your hand. Brittany Watkins. Michael Watkins II. Michael Watkins' lovely wife, Stacy Watkins, my sister, Sharon Moore, her husband, Michael Moore, and Sean Moore, who has just graduated from Grambling back in May, and now he's enrolled in grad school. I especially want to bring greetings from my grandmother, Doris Robinson. She decided Dallas was a little stretch for her, but she does send her well wishes. So, moving on with the program, I want to thank the City of Dallas, Parks and Recreation. Very special thanks to Al Wash. I mean, if you guys are familiar with the State Fair Classic, Al Wash is the man that makes things happen around here. I want to thank Dr. Ward, Cynthia Ward, and her husband, Dr. Jan Jasper, for attending. I want to thank the guys at Erie International. It's a wonderful design, the presentation. We're here, and you guys had the vision. Glad you guys could make Eddie Robinson a part of it. Thanks to all the Grambling alums that are here. On October 5th, 1985, Eddie Robinson broke Paul Bell Bryant's record here at the Cotton Bowl, giving him 324 wins. That made him the winningest honors football coach of all time. I was actually here October 5th, 1985. It was a very historic moment, and another gentleman that was part of that, Coach Wilbert Ellis, who was a longtime friend of my grandfather. I consider Coach Ellis one of Grambling's great. That goes along with President Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones, Holly Nicholson, Coach Fred Hobley, Coach Eddie Robinson, former President Joseph B. Johnson. Coach Ellis is a distinguished member of the American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. At Grambling, he served as head baseball coach, athletic director, assistant athletic director. He is now the chairman of the Friends of the Eddie Robinson Museum Mission. Without further ado, I want to bring forward to say a few words, Coach Wilbert Ellis.
Thank you, Eddie, and to all the fans that are here. Should make my first approval that Prairie View is in trouble. To the Robinson, to President, to the alumni, to Al Wash, and all that gathered here for this great occasion. Well, when you talk about Eddie Robinson, I had a speech, but Dr. Warren told me that we had a game too, so you don't need to speak long. So I'll go ahead and get time for Roger to get the team on the field. This is one of the greatest moments in sharing this great honor today for one of the greatest Americans of all time, the winningest football coach, Eddie Robinson. I had the opportunity to work with him over 43 years or more, and those years were some of the greatest of all time. This man believed in the American dream. This man believed in taking a boy and making a man out of him. This man believed that nobody could outwork him, including Bear Bryant and all the rest of them. Today, it is one of the greatest honors in Dallas history for the Park and Recreation and for the City of Dallas, along with Alan Wash and Grambling State University, to honor this great man today. And he will always be known, and always will be said, I had one wife and I had one job. Thank you.
to give you in small groups an opportunity to see the mural because it's a small elevator lobby, but I think you'll be impressed. And